All right, well, welcome to this customer spotlight. I have a very special guest with us. Michelle, could you go ahead and just introduce yourself and share a little bit about who you are and what you're up to?
Hi, everyone. I am Michelle Rieger, the Director of Programming and Operations for Cleveland State University Recreation and Wellbeing. I have been with centers in Cleveland State University for 11 and a half years now in a wide variety of areas in recreation, and we now oversee the Student Center as well, which falls underneath my duties.
I didn't know that about the Student Center. Interesting. So, but yeah, very cool. Well, Michelle, thank you for being here today. And so I'd love to start off with why did Cleveland State decide to enter in Sports Art's inaugural campus challenge? Can you share a little bit more on that?
Our building, our rec center building is LEED certified, and a lot of our fitness and wellness team is very, very environmentally friendly. They're constantly working on that. Katie is always running around grabbing straws from people going, no, this is not what you need to have. So, paper straws, all of that. So this really did fall in along those lines with everything that we do for environmental wellness. That's one of our big pieces to our wellness wheel, and it just seemed like, hey, this is great. This is what sport art stands for, and of course getting free equipment is never a bad thing for your facility, so especially coming out of COVID and everyone's a little financially challenged, it was perfect.
Yeah, for sure. And then you guys won, which that was a very exciting moment. I remember that evening that happened at NERSA last year. I was there. It was really cool. So what was the reaction, from Cleveland State after being named the winner?
So a few of us knew behind the scenes that we were one of the three winners because we had to have a representative at NERSA. But honestly, I was a little bit unsure of exactly what was going on because there were only two of us that were up there instead of three. So I was like, and it was at the NERSA social. So, hey, what is this that's actually happening? What's going on? And then being up on stage or waiting and then being up on stage and they announced it. I was just floored. That's like, oh my gosh. And none of my team was there with me at that point in time. So it was excitement on the stage, but I couldn't wait to get back and tell everyone that we had won. And of course, not just our department, but everyone in our division was very, very excited, not only to have the equipment, but to have things when we explained about what they do for the environment and how they put back and things like that. They were very, very excited to have that initiative on campus. But yeah, just absolutely thrilled, and social posts, all of that stuff. And that's where our grad assistants come into play. Not that I don't love social, I do, but man, they can just roll with it. Same thing with creating that video. So that was great and a lot of excitement for them as well.
And can you just share what you guys got out of, when you won, what you got specifically, and share a little bit about that, and then how, people been responding and reacting to the equipment that you did receive?
We received 7 pieces of their cardio equipment. And when we got it delivered, I will say there was a little bit of damage in the shipment, and Sport Art was like super good about fixing all of that. Not anything that was in their control. So we got that equipment and we made a spot that overlooks, you can see the city, you can see trees, you can see a lot of area. It's kind of a cool spot in our recreation center. And all of it is together so that you can, kind of witness it all. And the students love the fact that it puts back into the environment. We're still doing education on that because, of course, yeah, social media is a thing, but people still blindfolds on, they come in and don't understand it. But as soon as we explain and have, get people to look at those campaigns, they're super excited to work their heart, work their lungs, and put things back into the environment as well.
That's awesome, Michelle. That's really cool. And then, have you been pleasantly surprised in any way in working with Sports Art with their equipment and all of that?
They are a great company to work with. Their customer service is great. They are always very, very responsive. Ruben, their VP, just checks in with me to see how things are going. He happened to be in Cleveland last month, so he stopped in along with one of their marketing guys and just wanted to see how things were going, wanted to help us with our campaign to really get the students to understand exactly what the equipment does put back into the environment. and that's been absolutely phenomenal. And then they asked and they want to be part of, and we are partnering now to do an Earth Day event on campus sponsored by SportArt, just because that's, they're so passionate about that. And they really, since we're the first winners, I think they're, taking the lead with that. But I'm super excited to be working with them and all of the marketing that they can help do, and the education, because that's a huge piece. Everyone knows the basics of what a recreation center has, but really getting that marketing out there on what their equipment does to help educate everyone is phenomenal. And I can't wait to see the final result of our Earth Day event. I'm sure I'll be on here again, or someone will be on here again telling you about that, what that is, but super pumped with that. But they're great, and they really do care about their customers, and that's something that you have to love. A lot of our vendors are good, but getting that customer service piece all the way from the VP level is pretty amazing.
Yeah, Ruben's phenomenal. And I love too that you brought up the education aspect and how well they do that, educating how their equipment is used, what it does, all of its benefits. That's really cool. Michelle, is there anything else you would add that maybe other campus rec professionals should know in terms of working with sports art and the benefits that you've found?
One thing I will say, we have not had to experience anything with maintenance on the equipment because it is so new, but we do have a couple of companies that do regular preventative maintenance with us. And they were like, oh man, we never have to touch these pieces of equipment. So good for us, not necessarily great for those preventative maintenance people, but that's a piece that I'm really looking forward to not having to do. But if you do get a chance to jump in with SportsArt and their company, they're a lot of fun. They're great to work with. They do a lot of good for the earth, and I can't wait to see what happens from this next challenge and who wins and how that goes. But I think that's huge too for campuses, especially like I said, now when we're financially challenged, just adding something new during this time is phenomenal, not to mention all the good that they do.
For sure. I can't wait to see who wins in 2025. So we'll have
Yep.
to look out for that, and hopefully they announce it again at NERSA. That'd be awesome. So, well,
Yeah,
Michelle,
that was
hey,
fun.
yeah, that was so much fun. I remember that night. It was so much fun. And I remember asking Ruben, I was like, how was that? He was like, oh, it was just electric. He said it was so much fun. So, well, Michelle, thank you for coming on and speaking today about, Sports Art Campus Challenge and just the benefits you've seen from other equipment. That's been awesome. Hopefully this gives insight to some of our listeners today.